Hi everyone, it's Heidi and Morgan back again. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to talk about our third and final part of our stress management series and go a little more in depth into maintaining stress management techniques in your life and creating a wellness plan.
Yeah, and before we start, we'd like to acknowledge that for many people, stress management and self-care can seem like a luxury. It's difficult to go above and beyond when you have a busy job, a house to manage, kids to take care of, things like that. So I just want to emphasize that stress management doesn't have to be a nightly bubble bath or a lavish meal. In fact, we have a few strategies for implementing just 5 minutes of self-care each day that can go a long way in lowering your stress levels and by extension your risk for some stress-related physical and mental health problems. Um, so a good example of that is mindfulness, which can be practiced at any time. A lot of people think that you have to find a quiet, peaceful room to sit or lay down. But in fact, you can even practice mindfulness when going about your daily tasks. So a common example is making tea. To practice during this, you can try and complete each step of this task with precision, noticing every movement that your body makes, your fingers grasping the handle of the kettle, the coldness of the faucet when you turn it on, how that kettle gets heavier when you fill it. And when you're done, try mindfully sipping the beverage and noticing all the flavors and aromas. Even if you are in a hectic workspace or home space, it can still be helpful to practice mindfulness and notice the things around you, the noises, the various stimuli. And if you feel stressed, noticing what might be stressing you out and where you feel the stress in your body, and as well as what muscles you can try to relax to help you feel more calm. So 5 minute stress management can even look like opting for an herbal tea rather than a caffeinated beverage, taking a moment for deep breathing, or stepping outside on your break rather than just turning to your phone. There are just so many strategies to reducing stress, and the first part of that process is absolutely just finding what works for you in your daily schedule.
Yes, and I love your making tea analogy there. I was feeling that while you were saying that. So, in addition to finding what works for you, it can be helpful to make a wellness plan. This can also help with strategies we touched on in the last two videos relating to sleep, social support, cultivating hobbies, and physical exercise. So today we're going to talk about how to integrate these into a wellness plan to fit smoothly into your life and keep up a consistent routine. The first step is to identify areas that could use improvement. Popular areas of concern are eliminating bad habits and incorporating good habits, as well as setting boundaries. Find one of these areas that is causing you the most concern. It's important not to work on too many things at one time. We're looking for sustainable progress, which is done in small steps. I recommend getting a journal just for your wellness plan and make it fun. Get a cute journal with your favorite colored markers and just make this as fun as possible. From here, we're ready to name our first goal. To use an example, if reducing stress in your life is your ultimate goal, that would be the title of your journal. And then you could start with the first sub goal of being, I am going to start getting regular sleep. And this is such a great first goal because once you're getting regular sleep, you're going to have energy, ambition, and mental clarity to attack the other goals later. From here, we'll set up an action plan that is very specific with timelines, one goal at a time. They also need to be practical and realistic. So for example, there's always going to be a start date for this goal so you can get prepared. So on Monday, June 18th, I am going to start going to bed by 10 p.m. each night would be a perfect goal. It's complete. It has a time set for when you're going to start it. Create a system where you mark each night that you have accomplished your goal by at least trying to go to bed at 10 o'clock. Once you've identified your first specific plan of action, you can write down strategies to assist you in the process. So think about things that are preventing you from getting sleep and document tools in your journal to address any specific issues that are keeping you from getting to sleep or staying asleep. You can write things in there such as I can stop drinking caffeine at 6 p.m. at night. I can use essential oils. I can take a bath before bed. Just any tools that you may or may not use if you're having issues getting to bed at 10 o'clock. Integrate them slowly without overwhelming yourself. And sometimes only one step or two will work, and some goals can be accomplished in a week, And some might take longer than a week. Some might take several weeks. So once you start and achieve small milestones, you should first reward yourself, whatever a reward looks like to you, whether that's your favorite coffee or if it's your favorite meal out to eat. So to recap this and visually picture it, you get your journal. This journal represents the stress in your life. Chapter 1 in this case is going to be getting regular sleep, with the content being your action plan, specific tools you're going to use to get through this chapter. Once you have successfully integrated regular sleep into your life, you're ready to repeat this process for your next goal.
Definitely. I think that's great. And I've found that keeping a journal has really helped me in forming new habits. And as we discussed, journaling, one way to maximize the benefits of that is to also track your stress levels and your various symptoms. So just having a place to write your stress level on a scale of 1 to 10 each day is a great way to do this. And especially if you've noticed any of the stress symptoms that we've talked about in other videos, such as headaches, stomach problems, change in appetite, insomnia, irritability, any other unpleasant symptoms that could be related to the stress in your life. This is a great thing to keep track of as you implement a practice. And especially if you don't have a lot of time for self-management, for stress management, because writing down your stress level daily is just a stress management technique all on its own. It teaches you to be aware of your stress level and vigilant of the ways to lower it. Another thing that lowers our stress significantly is having a sense of purpose. It's well documented that volunteering, for example, minimizes stress and improves depression, even helps with pain management. And the reality is that it can feel really hard to maintain a sense of purpose during the pandemic and during the shelter-in-place orders. There's still a lot of ways to get involved, though, if that is something that interests you. Helpguide.org has a variety of ideas, including running errands for the higher risk people in your lives, donating food or clothing, giving blood, sewing masks for your local hospital, or volunteering for an organization like Meals on Wheels or Be My Eyes, which pairs volunteers with visually impaired people to help them complete everyday tasks over video chat. And remember that even if you're not in a good place to give back right now, one of the biggest things you can do for your community is simply wearing a mask and social distancing. We're all used to it by now, but it truly is a huge contribution, and it's one of the biggest opportunities we've had to make a positive impact on public health.
It is, and thanks for mentioning that, Morgan. We hope that individualized stress management techniques and creating a wellness plan will help you lower the stress in your life. Stress causes a variety of mental and physical health challenges, and taking steps towards lowering it can go a long way in improving your quality of life. This is a big part of what we do as crisis counselors at Colorado Spirit. So please call our warm line for any additional tips or support in creating a wellness plan that works for you. Our warm line number is 970-347-2359. And I hope you enjoyed our stress management series. So thank you for listening. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.